Welcome back to TECHMIMIC, where you can simply view, imitate, replicate, and get on with your day. If there is a specific issue for which you would like to see a video, please leave a comment. In this video, I am going to show how to install DaVinci Resolve on Linux Mint, including an NVIDIA graphics card. Although I am demonstrating this on Linux Mint, which is based on Ubuntu, which in turn is based on Debian, the steps will be very similar on several Debian-based Linux distributions, and of course on Debian itself. Officially, DaVinci Resolve is only supporting Rocky Linux or CentOS, but for me it is now working on Linux Mint and on Debian after following the steps in this video. We have to thank Daniel Toefvessen for this, who has created an excellent website and utility by the name of MakeResolveDeb, to convert the default DaVinci Resolve installer, as provided by Blackmagic Design, into a Debian package. According to his website, MakeResolveDeb is indeed made for Debian and Debian-based derivatives such as Ubuntu and Linux Mint. Download the latest version from his website. Of course, the relevant links will be in the description of this video. For the next step, if you haven't already done so, download DaVinci Resolve or DaVinci Resolve Studio. The process is the same for both. We will now turn our attention to the Linux terminal. Open a terminal window, just click the terminal icon on the taskbar and list the contents of the directory where you have downloaded the files to. There should be two files, one being the zip file for DaVinci Resolve and the other one the .tar.gz package for MakeResolveDeb. Unzip DaVinci Resolve with the command unzip as shown on screen. This can take a little bit of time. To save some space and to keep things organized, I will now delete the .zip file, but you don't have to do that, of course. There are now three files, a .run file, a .pdf file, and the MakeResolveDeb package is still there. Let's extract that now with the command tar zxvf MakeResolveDeb and then the rest of the file name. This will unpack the MakeResolveDeb script file with the extension .sh, and I will now delete the packets that I no longer need. There are now only three files left, a .run, a .pdf and a .sh file. As you can see that the .run file is pretty big and during the conversion to a Debian package it will consume a lot of space. Make sure there is enough free space on your system before you continue. Now we need to install some packages required by MakeResolveDeb. Type sudo apt install xorizo. Now it's time to start the conversion. Type /MakeResolveDeb and then the rest of the .sh file name, space, DaVinci_Resolve and the version name of the .run file name, all as shown on screen. The conversion is going to take a while. I am showing this to you on purpose so you know what to expect. As I mentioned before, there is quite some free space needed. I need to make sure that I have a couple of times the space of the actual DaVinci Resolve package free on my system. Check the free space with the command df-h to display the size in a human readable format in megabytes and gigabytes. This should be enough, but during the conversion process you can always check in a second terminal to make sure. As noted on the screen, this can take a while, and in my case it took between 10 and 12 minutes, so just be patient and go get some coffee. After a few minutes of nothing happening, you might get nervous, so check with the command top if the process is still running. It is, as you can see, the process tpkg-deb is still using 100%. Eventually, the MakeResolveDeb process will be done, and there should be 0 errors being reported. When you list the directory contents, there is now a fourth file, the actual Debian package with the extension .deb. Install this package with the command sudo dpkg-i davinci-resolve, the rest of the file name and the .deb extension as shown on screen. Nothing will be shown, but once it is done, the DaVinci Resolve application icon is now available in the menu structure under Sound and Video, or simply search for it. It is a very common issue that once it is started for the first time, it will show a blank screen. Close the application and if needed, force quit. DaVinci Resolve is installed in the folder opt resolve. From there, in the bin directory, you can find the application executable named resolve. When it is executed with the command /resolve, or use the full path /opt/resolve/bin/resolve, the error message on screen is displayed and it mentions an undefined symbol. The reason for this is that officially only Rocky and CentOS are supported, and DaVinci Resolve relies on the available software of these operating systems when it comes to its dependencies. DaVinci Resolve itself doesn't come with all of the required files, so other distributions will easily run into issues with cryptic error messages. What we need to do is to move the conflicting libraries out of the way. All the libraries used by DaVinci Resolve are in the folder /opt/resolve/libs. Create a directory called alt-libs and move them there as a backup with the following commands: sudo mv lib glib * alt-libs, sudo mv lib gio * alt-libs, sudo mv lib g module * alt-libs, and sudo mv libg object * alt-libs. When we now execute DaVinci Resolve again, now it will continue. Every time you now start it going forward, it will work. I'm now going to add the DaVinci Resolve application to my panel for easier access next time. As mentioned, it will now start without any further issues. The unsupported GPU processing mode is not a big issue for many people with DaVinci Resolve. In this case, I haven't installed my NVIDIA drivers yet, so this was to be expected. Let's fix that GPU error. If you click Update Configuration and then Memory and GPU, you can see that under the GPU configuration nothing is listed nor visible. Now close DaVinci Resolve and open the menu and select Administration and then Driver Manager. The Driver Manager is now going to find your NVIDIA card when it is actually available in the system. In my case, it's an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060. It's discovered, and in my experience, by just selecting the driver that is highlighted as recommended, it will work just fine with Linux Mint. Select it and then click Apply Changes. Close the Driver Manager when done. In the menu, the NVIDIA X-Service settings icon is now added. If you want, you can also double-check your NVIDIA configuration from the terminal with the command NVIDIA-SMI. You can see that CUDA is being listed. When you now open DaVinci Resolve, the GPU message is gone. Click DaVinci Resolve in the top left corner, select Preferences, Memory and GPU, and you can see that under the GPU configuration, under GPU processing mode CUDA is enabled, and the NVIDIA GeForce card itself is visible. If you want to remove DaVinci Resolve from your system, simply type sudo apt-get remove DaVinci-resolve. The application is gone from the sound and video group in the menu, and just remove it from the panel if you need to. That's it. Hope it helped, and if it did, please like the video and keep it up. Until next time, bye!